So Juju is one of them. Ken Walker is another. Man, he looked great today. Terrific game. And yeah, what do you have to say about him? And Chase Claypool, who's 40% rostered, is another winner for you. But Ken Walker,
Yeah, 110 yards, saw 3 targets in a game. They threw 30 passes, looked spectacular running the football. Ken Walker looks like a guy who it might be another week or two of this, and we're talking about him in the same breath we're talking about Breece Hall as a top 12 running back rest of season, but at least a top 20 guy now, and certainly a must-start option for the foreseeable future. Chase Claypool maybe was the biggest winner in terms of where his value was before the game. And now we have to reconsider him. It muddies the water for everyone else in Pittsburgh, but he made a couple of spectacular, like George Pickens type plays, the type of plays that the team says, you know what, we should throw the ball to that guy more often. So I think Chase Claypool went from irrelevant to now we have to think about him. And I have no idea how I'm like Dave and I argued all week long about Deontay Johnson versus George Pickens, and they combined for like 6 fantasy points. And Chase Claypool scored 23.
Yeah, he's 40% rostered. I mean, are you going to make any ads, or just this is really frustrating?
I started him in one league.
Nice.
Well, him and Juju both. You want to guess what that team's record was coming in? I will probably add him in deeper leagues. Like if he's available in the podcast league, or definitely deeper than 12 league, and some 12-team leagues. I don't know who's going to buy this week.
Don't you fear that he's going to end up making you regret that, though? Because he's been so inferior all season long.
Anything good that happens, Dave, I feel that way right now.
Right.
There's no.
I don't think we have to feel that way about Ken Walker. I think we're good with Ken Walker. Do you have any idea how many targets he had with Pickens?
Oh, that's a good question.
And if not, I'll look it up. But what I saw from Claypool all happened with Trubisky, including a pair of unbelievable 3rd down catches, both of them 3rd and long, when Tampa Bay was trying to get the ball back. And just Trubisky put it in a place where Claypool could come down with it. He looked like a monster. It was flashbacks to his rookie year.
Okay. And he had a 2-point conversion, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And they've got the Dolphins next week, which isn't a horrible matchup. He's got Philly after that, though. See, that's when he's going to let you down. See, he's got the Dolphins, and then he's at Philadelphia.
You're going to let you down tomorrow.
Dave, you're using logic.
I know. You know what I didn't do? I didn't use logic with Kyle Pitts this week, and he ended up scoring. That's crazy.
Just say the thing that doesn't make any sense.
Chase Claypool is going to be the league MVP for the next 4 years.
It's just a crowded situation, and Freiermuth didn't play in this game too, so let's not forget that.
Yeah, very good point.
Dave, your winners are Alan Lazard and Michael Pittman and Travis Etienne. So let's talk about Pittman. Where's my music? Sorry. Let's talk about Pittman. 13 catches, 134 yards on 16 targets. A huge game for him. Started in 81% of leagues.
Colts had an interesting game plan. They decided to just throw it almost 60 times. And it worked, and Pittman had a huge game, and hopefully he made it up to you after a couple of dud weeks. They've got the Titans and the Commanders, Patriots after that, the Raiders after that. So I got a lot of questions about Pittman, and I just thought it would be smart to call him a winner for this week. And hopefully fantasy managers know that he's a must-start for at least the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions about him, too. I mean, people were frustrated with him. I think the way I saw it was 2 weeks ago, he had a couple of almost touchdowns. I think he had one overturned or something like that. And last week he faced Denver. Buying low on a guy after Denver is a good idea. And he's the clear-cut number one. Nice, by the way, nice week-saving catch by Alec Pierce. That very aggressive.
Oh, man, he did that a ton in Cincinnati.
I think he got hurt.
Got hurt?
We'll have to look into that, because there was a play in the 2-minute drill where he's targeted on the right sideline. It was one of the 2 pass interferences he drew, and he made like 17 efforts to grab the ball and landed pretty hard out of bounds, and then didn't see a target or play near as many snaps in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, got hurt and came back.
Michael Strawn was playing a lot more, and then he came back later in the game. So I didn't ever see anything about him getting hurt, but something happened because he didn't play for a while.
All right, losers. Oh, this is interesting, Dave. Eno Benjamin was a loser for you. He had 65 total yards and 3 catches, but he had almost all the running back touches, just didn't have a great.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, so let's talk about him because he was clearly outshined by Ken Walker, but why was Eno Benjamin a loser?
Because it's the greatest matchup on paper that a fantasy running back can have. And you just told us what he did, and it's not that great. Played 87% of the snaps. He played all but 1 third down. He had all 3 of their snaps inside the 10. And man, I can't help but feel underwhelmed. And it feels like maybe our first big fooled you game from a player who was on the waiver wire 2 weeks ago. Who gets an opportunity.
Are you talking about the running back for the Cardinals or the quarterback for the Seahawks?
Well, there's a fooled you game there too. That's a really good point. But I feel like a lot of people started Eno Benjamin expecting him. I certainly expected him to get more than just a few catches. I thought he'd set a career high there. And instead, terrible rushing average. The offense was something he just could not overcome. Cardinals are a total mess. And now here come the Saints next week.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Next Thursday.
They give up a lot of points, those New Orleans Saints. We'll see if Connor is back next week. But, yeah, this is disappointing for Eno Benjamin. And this team cannot run the ball. Heath, your losers, DJ Moore, Aaron Jones, and J.K. Dobbins. So Dobbins is the only one we have not talked about. He was started in 70% of leagues. He had 7 carries for 15 yards, and then he did not play in the second half.
His knee tightened up is what his coach said. He talked with the media afterwards and seemed to be in really good spirits. I don't get the indication that anyone on Baltimore thinks this is a serious injury. It's just that he's still not healthy. And Justice Hill looked better than him when the 2 of them were playing football together. Kenyon Drake now looks better than him when the 2 of them are playing football together. You can't, I'm not dropping him. I'm still hopeful that in a couple of weeks he will be J.K. Dobbins again. Jason Lockenfora thought that he was really getting close, but something went wrong, and he was playing on the worst field in the NFL, so it could just be that.
That's what Harbaugh blamed it on.
Yeah,
I thought he said it could have been.
Yeah, he said maybe. But that's his way of blaming it on the
man. You can
blame it on the turf. Yeah.
What?
You lose to the Giants, you start making excuses. I know it's embarrassing. By the way, when was the last time a team lost to the Giants and the Jets in the same season as the Packers have done now? It's got to be a long time. Probably not. But
I'll put it out on Twitter. When was the last time a team lost to both teams from New Jersey?
But yeah, there you go. All right. So those are your winners and your losers. Our winners this week were Alan Lazard, Travis Etienne, Michael Pittman for Dave, Juju Smith-Schuster, Ken Walker, Chase Claypool for Heath. Losers this week were Eno Benjamin and Aaron Rodgers for Dave, DJ Moore, Aaron Jones, J.K. Dobbins for Heath.